Coach, thanks for the time. It is much appreciated. Everyone knows about the MVP and how great Patrick Mahomes is, but what stands out the most when you watch the film on Jalen Hurts?
I think his leadership qualities, they really stand out to me as far as his poise and his composure in moments of high stress. You know, he plays the position where basically when you play quarterback, you know, you have to be careful with the ball because you can reflect what's going to happen on the field, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. And I just think that he keeps his poise in big moments, and that's what I like about it.
I always say, Coach, the number one thing in good coaching is designing something around the players that you have. Mm-hmm. And Nick Sirianni, I think, and his whole staff has done just an amazing job of building that offense, designing that thing around Jalen Hurts.
You make a great point, and I think the more you look at the National Football League compared to when I played in my era, most of the quarterbacks, there was a few, but most of them played from the pocket. You know, they were pocket passers, and this is the kind of systems most people ran. Now you see the college system entering the National Football League where these quarterbacks can use their legs, and they're not afraid to run them. You talk about the RPOs. Philadelphia runs it just like a college offense, and it's very difficult to stop if you're not committed to bringing the safety out of the middle of the field to make it 11-on-11 football, because that's what RPO is all about now with the quarterback running the ball. It becomes 11-on-11. Before, the defense always had an advantage. It was 11-on-10 because the quarterback stayed in the pocket. That is not the game that we see anymore.
Herm Edwards is with us here on Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Coach, can the Eagles' run game be good enough on Sunday to kind of dictate the tenor of this matchup?
It has to be, because I think if you're the Eagles, you want to limit possessions. Generally, in an NFL game, there's about 12 possessions. Both teams are going to have the ball at least 12 times. Unless somebody turns it over, then you get more possessions. But if you're the Eagles, you want to limit the Kansas City possessions. You want to get them down to 9 possessions. How do you do that? You run the ball, obviously. And they have a good running attack. They have some backs. They're not hurt. You know, they're not well-known backs. They're not 1,000-yard backs. But they're good backs, solid backs, along with Jalen Hurts. You know, this guy's during the season scored 13 touchdowns running as well as he passed the ball. He runs very effective as well. So I just think this is who they are. They run the football, and then from there, the passing game kind of comes alive from that situation.
With Patrick Mahomes coming in with the ankle injury, if you're the Eagles approaching this game, do you just approach it as you're facing a 100% Patrick Mahomes, and then whatever he is short of that's a bonus for you?
Yeah, there's no more games after this one. So they got the whole offseason to get well. Look, Patrick Mahomes is the MVP of the league. I mean, look, he's had a couple weeks now. Is he 100%? Look, I've said this many a time. No one's 100% when you play in the National Football League. Everyone hurts. I mean, they played 16 games already. It's going to be 8. I mean, everybody's beat up. You know, everybody's a little bit nicked. But when you walk into that arena to play the Super Bowl, guess what? You heal pretty fast. You don't worry about injuries. 2 things are going to happen. Either you're going to walk out of there a world champion, or you're going to walk out there losing a Super Bowl. I've walked out on the back end of losing one. It still bothers me. So that's what these guys got to understand when they walk into the arena.
Coach Herm Edwards on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop, talking Super Bowl, Eagles, Chiefs this Sunday. Coach, Steve Spagnuolo, you're obviously a defensive guy, long life in the NFL and in the college level as well. If you're Steve Spagnuolo, you're going in. You talked about how Hurts can kill you with his legs. Are you wanting to create a pass rush, or are you trying to force him to be patient and beat you from the pocket?
Well, you'd like for him to beat you from the pocket, but the problem is with the RPO game, you know, that's an option. That's a read option for him.
Yep.
And that's what you got to stop first. I mean, that's where San Francisco really got into trouble, because when they created trips and ran to the weak side of the formation, away from the trip side, they were a man short because they wouldn't commit the free safety to the run game. So you're a guy short. And if you watch, all the runs kept going to the weak side. It kept hitting for 10, 15, 20 yards because they were afraid to bring the safety out of the middle. Why? Because if you bring him out of the middle, now if you take it out of that guy's hand and you throw a post pattern, there's no one in the post.
Coach, I got to ask you, what do you think happens on Sunday in Phoenix?
Oh, look, I've been involved with both these organizations, one as a player and one as a head coach. But even before that, my first NFL job was with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm sitting in a pretty good seat, actually. I'll just kind of leave it like that. I'm sitting in a pretty good seat. I just hope – this is what I hope. I hope it's a game that both offenses are going, because that's going to make it fun for the fans, right? When you see some offense in the Super Bowl. You don't want what happened to the Eagles when they played the San Francisco 49ers. Quarterbacks got hurt. All of a sudden, it was a game the 49ers had no chance. I mean, they were hoping the Eagles were going to turn the ball over, whatever. They couldn't throw the football. So I just think you're hoping for a Super Bowl. You don't want a 10-7. You want it to be in the high 20s, maybe 30s. You want to see some scoring. You want to see some big plays. People go to Super Bowls and watch football games. Look, they don't go there to watch defense. They only want to watch defense in the last possession when you can stop them, right? They're going there to see scoring, like the NBA, right? NBA games, people are not – they want to see the highlight dunks, and they want to see how many guys can shoot three-pointers. It's unbelievable, these guys in the NBA now. They cross the half-court line. They just throw it up, man. It's like, this is crazy, man. It just makes no sense to me anymore when I watch it, But that's how talented these players are at every level in every sport. They've just taken it to a different level, and people want to see scoring. They really do.
Great stuff, Coach. We appreciate your time. Hopefully we get to do this again soon, and enjoy the weekend.
You guys as well. Hey, can I ask you guys one question?
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I'm watching this, what happened a couple days ago. Did they trade almost every player in the NBA? It's unbelievable. I'm watching this stuff. I'm saying, how does the guy even know what locker room to go in? It's like unbelievable. Kyrie Irving, how many jerseys does that guy have? It's like every other week he's getting traded somewhere. Unbelievable.
It was quite busy, Coach.
Not quite the whole league, Coach, but pretty close to it.
We'll talk to you soon, Coach. All right, thank you. There goes Herm Edwards, ESPN NFL analyst.